Wow, we got to do the intro. We cannot not do the intro.
Listen, I think it's just too late to do the intro.
No, here we'll just act. We're going back in time. Ready? Take two.
All right, ready, everybody? This is for all the people who love the intro, and I forgot to play it. But here you go. Ready? And listen, for the people on the pod, this means nothing to you. But the people who watch it live, this is just for you. See, now doesn't it just feel like we're even more officially live?
Now it feels like we're legit. And let me tell you, not being on my usual computer, this computer screen looks a lot better. And being a guest on StreamYard.com, which is what we use, guys, it's really weird. Like, I don't have all the bells and whistles that I can click on and see all this other additive things I can do. I'm just, like, very basic right now, which is kind of nice at the same time, too. I can just kick back and relax here.
Well, I mean, Michael, I'm always the one in control anyway. I don't know how much you usually do anyway. So,
well, the good thing is, if we do get comments, I will not be able to add them on, and you take them away. You add them on, So it'll just be smooth sailing. You control it all. I may kick back and let me take a siesta here as we talk.
A siesta?
That's a nap. In case you're not bilingual like I am.
A nap?
Yeah, rest, sleep, siesta.
Isn't that a party? Oh, that's a fiesta.
See, you're not bilingual. Sorry, man.
I never claimed to be. I don't think you are either.
Por favor.
Okay, everybody knows what that means. Everybody.
Not everybody.
I think a good. I'd say about 40% of people know what that means.
Everybody, and then you drop it to 40, less than half. Let's really dissect that a little bit, can we? Before we even get into this. Everyone knows what por favor means.
All right, well, everyone's obviously an exaggeration.
40%.
Even 40% of the entire population is a lot of people.
I mean, I'd probably say por favor is Italian as well, kind of, because Spanish and Italian is kind of
similar, very similar.
So I wonder. I have no idea. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. Is por favor kind of the same in Italian as it is in Spanish?
I have no idea.
Please let me know.
I certainly can't let you know, but
man, I want a quesadilla now.
Oh, look at trying to watch the football game, listen to you talk about bilingual things. Like, I don't even know what we're doing.
Camera is.
Yeah, Michael, why don't you tell everybody what you're doing?
Okay, guys. So if you notice the flowers above me and some of this art over here, not my usual backdrop, as if you will. So I have a little bit of a situation. So it happens all the time.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, by the way.
If you're married and you have 3 kids, some not in that order, some in that order, and you get involved in their everyday school life or after school activities, sometimes you forget things. So let me just tell you about my day, okay? So, as you guys know, not only do I have Backstop Banter, I'm also a co-host to Count the Bucket, where I usually do, I usually 99% do all of the podcast uploads, which I forget to do sometimes. So today is my off day at work, and I took my computer to town with myself because a buddy of mine was going to go fishing, and then I was going to go up to his office where he works and work on the laptop to upload a couple of the podcasts. So after our adventure of fishing, went to his office, look at some football, baseball, basketball cards, did my little podcast, also sent out a T-shirt, Backstop Banter T-shirt to Chase E-Step. Chase, if you're watching, should be in the mail, should be coming to you very soon. Can't wait to see a picture on Instagram of you sporting the Backstop Banter logo. Anyways, and so after that, I came home. I didn't get my laptop out of the truck. My fault. Should have done that.
You don't have the truck.
Hold up. I'm getting there. And then I had to go back to town because my youngest daughter is a dancer for her school, and they asked the team to do a dance at halftime for the football team. So I drove out. My wife is a teacher, so she's already at school with the kids. I meet her at her school. We get in her van together, and we drive over to the football field in the van. I leave my truck on campus. So after that, we go get a bite to eat. She goes into Walmart, grabs some odd things that we need, and we drive straight home. So about 8:30, I go upstairs to actually go to my room, and as I go, I say, "Hey, I need to get my laptop out of the." Oh no, the truck is at school. So
I've never in my life.
I forgot to drive my truck home, which is funny because I work tomorrow at 2 p.m. So I'm gonna have to get up and go to school with my family just to get into my truck to drive it back home to go back to sleep. It happens.
Never in my life have I heard of such a thing.
But, I actually usually wake up to tell them by anyways, because on nights like this, I will close. I'll be at work till 9:30, almost 10 before I get home. The kids are 4 and 5 years old, so I won't get to tell them good night. Well, it's Friday, so they'll probably still be up. So I try to get up to tell them good morning, have a good day at school. I love you. Connie, you all big I love you people? Like, we always say you no matter what. Really? Not at all?
No, and people usually like feel bad for me, like I've had a bad life or something when I say that. Just not a fan.
No. Yeah, some people
like I don't even like I couldn't.
This is a big screen, so like if I look down, guys, I'm sorry. Like the camera's way up here, I apologize. But yeah, some people just aren't very lovey-dovey. Like my whole family, like as a kid, my mom and dad was every time we were leaving, it's all right, love you, like, and still just carry that on.
No, I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. We're not even like hug people. Like, I don't know the last time I've like even hugged a member of my family seriously. Besides my nan. I hug my nan all the time because she's very tiny. Very short. Very short.
And I know Nan likes to cook. What's her favorite meal to cook, or what do you think her best meal to cook is?
I don't think she has. As long as she's in the kitchen, she's fine.
Let me ask you this, because around here, this is how they cook. You could be cooking for 2 people, and it doesn't matter. Like the serving sizes or like the portions that they cook is going to be for like 10 people.
I'm Italian. What do you think?
Oh, okay. Hey, you're Italian. Is por favor the same?
I don't know. I don't speak it.
Oh, man. Come on.
How did you? What, you just figured out I'm Italian?
I forgot. That's why I came back to it, man.
Interesting development. All right. Listen.
Hey, Connie. How you been doing today?
I'm kind of tired. I'm a late, fall asleep guy.
Oh, okay.
So, having a class at 9:30 is not really the greatest thing for me because then I got to wake up 8:20, get ready, drive over. 8:20 to me might as well be 5 a.m. to other people because I go to bed at like 3:30 probably at the earliest. So very tired from that. Then I had to get some paper signed by my friend that I'm doing an internship with. And, he's very difficult to get in touch with because he DJs, so he sleeps until like 3 p.m. because, he DJs all the college bars. So he's out until 5 a.m. So he sleeps late. And I don't really feel like driving back because I have to pass his house to go to school. So I never really feel like coming home and then driving back, but it's impossible to wake him up. So I had to do that. But listen, Michael, I don't know if you saw it in the group chat. I'm pretty sure you did. Got some things figured out at the Renegades. Got a great check coming my way.
Oh, no, I didn't. I've seen the problem. You got it lined out?
Oh, yeah. I got it all figured out. I got a great fat check coming my way on next Friday.
That's really good.
Awesome. So very, very excited to watch that hit my bank account. But all right, let's get into everything. Probably a quicker show. Listen, it's not football season yet. I'm kidding. It is. It's football season, but hey, we're still here to talk baseball, and that's what we're going to do because, listen, we're right in the middle of things here, all right?
We're even past the middle of things.
Well, you know what I mean. I'll say this. We're in the middle of the playoff race. How about that? Is that better for you, Michael?
3.5 weeks left of season baseball until playoffs.
Listen, some of these races, they're getting pretty tight.
Listen, I was listening to Talking Baseball a little bit today, and I wish I could find a way to bring this up because I went ahead and got on MLB.com and actually pulled up Tankathon. I like to try to share that, or you, because you control everything.
Yeah.
But like some of the matchups that are going to go on, it looks pretty interesting. But they were talking a lot about the tiebreaker. There we go. Tiebreakers and who all owns them, who has the advantage there. And I don't know how to like show that. The MLB wasn't showing it that I seen real quick in a glance.
Yeah,
But,
I don't know how to show the tiebreakers either. I think the first tiebreaker is the head-to-head record.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Yeah, that's pretty much the tiebreaker.
And then I don't think that I don't know what it would be after that because I think they play 19 times. So,
well, in divisions did, and outside,
So
like ALs.
And then what is it after that?
Most runs, I think.
I mean, I'm sure this is a very easy MLB tiebreaker rules. Let's take a look here. Head-to-head record first, then it says intra-division record. So, like, I guess division in.
Oh, inside their division. Okay, yeah.
Let's see.
Okay. Well,
and then after that, this is so intra-division record is if the head-to-head record is also a tie, then the involved clubs' records within their division will break the tie. If that's the same, then it's inter-division, which is, then the tie would be settled based on how they fared against teams within their own league, but outside of the division.
Okay, gotcha.
Wow, they go pretty in depth because if that's tied, then they go to last half intra-league games, and if that's tied, it's last half of intra-league games plus one.
Because what's so crazy and why it has to go in so much of depth, and we haven't really talked that we wanted to get into.
Let me share the standing.
Go ahead. But what's interesting about it is, of course, this year where we added the extra 2 spots, I think, for the wild card. Yep. So now they're not having the
actually 1 spot, actually.
Well, but we have 2 spots now, yes. They're not having the tiebreaker game, so there's not going to be like 163 games. It's going to go to a tiebreaker.
The greatest Yankee-Red Sox game of all time.
See, I'm kind of, after listening to Talking Baseball and John Boy and them, I see both sides now. Because they were talking about one thing, I want to say it was the Guardians, maybe, had a lot of the tiebreakers if someone were to catch them in that wild card spot. If they were to drop, no, it wasn't the Guardians because they're in first.
Listen, the Central, you have to win that division. Because if you don't win the division, you're not making the playoffs. Because, I mean, right now, I think all of the wild card spots – the wild card spots right now is Toronto, Tampa, and Seattle. Obviously, I can
maybe okay. Yeah, that's what it was. You're right. That's what they're talking about.
Just to show that
because they were talking about
Toronto next, Tampa, and then Baltimore 4.5 out, Chicago 6.5, Minnesota 8. So I mean, the Central has to win the division because I don't think they're making. I mean, it's possible. I think there's 20 games left. You can make up 6.5 games, I guess. I mean, the Mets in 2007 blew a 7-game lead with 17 left to play.
Right.
So anything is possible.
The Cardinals ended the season last year too on that big run, but they were talking about like in that the Guardians have a 3-game lead in their Central Division, but technically they own the tiebreaker between the Twins and the White Sox, so that 3 is technically have to be an outright win for the White Sox. So it's technically 4 games, and they were kind of going into a lot of the X and O's on that and how everything played out. And I was getting confused because, we don't have that sheet, if you will, to show us how these tiebreakers were to go. And one of the arguments that they were doing is like, it's all the games lined up, how they played head-to-head and all this stuff through the whole season. But they're talking about how the Padres are a different team now compared to the Phillies. Phillies were another team they talk about.
The Phillies have the best. The Phillies have the best record in the NL East since they fired Joe Girardi.
Yes. See, that's what they were talking about is how much better they've played. So they actually are owning some of the – I didn't know since Joe, but I knew they've been playing well. I won't be like, yes, like I knew that stat.
That's crazy, though, because the Braves have been
hot
on God mode.
I wish you could do a streak more than the last 10 games, like the last 100 games. Obviously, not 100. That's way too far out.
I mean, I know. They had the best record in baseball, even better than the Giants. Or not the Giants, the Dodgers, I should say, not the Giants. Like in the second half of the season at one point. So they were on one.
But what I kind of liked what they talked about, because I do like the one win it all game. Well, I won't say win it all. Winner take all to play in game. But the only way I think you could do that is for that first place, where you got the screen up here, if it was a Guardians White Sox tie at the end, instead of it being wild card for the next person, tiebreaker for Guardians White Sox, let them play that one game for the division. Let it be like that. Let us have those play-in games, because that would be the winner takes the whole division. We get that more excitement compared to the, we'll say, White Sox against the Orioles if it was a play-in for a wild card. It's a less high intense game.
I will say, you didn't want to play the wild card game before, but I think that they, and usually I complain a little bit when they add more teams to the playoffs, because I think it kind of deteriorates the playoff a little bit. Like in the NFL, for instance, there was no the 2 seed playing the 7 seed last year. Both of those games were literally useless to be played. Some of those teams just should not have been in the playoffs. It was pointless to do. But I kind of like it in baseball only because they made things mean more. I feel like before it was, we want to win the division, of course, because we don't want to play in a wild card game. But if we don't, we play the 1 game wild card, and then whatever, we're in the series.
Give a quick shout out right here. I don't know if you can see him, Jimmy Jones in our Unwrapped Sports group. He's doing I think he's live right now, but in the background on his computer, can you see those 2 handsome guys in the picture? Yeah. He said some free advertisement. He's listening to us while he does his card break right now. So Jimmy, if you're watching, which it looks like you are, we appreciate you, man, and hope you hit a last pack magic on whatever you're breaking.
Let's get some good things. But I like the fact that I kind of like it in baseball, because winning the division means a lot more now. Because if you don't, or at least having a good record, because the best record obviously and the second best record get the bye. If you win your division like the Central's going to do, or whoever it is, you still have to play the wild card series, and It's a series now. It's not that 1 game anymore. So it really puts a lot of pressure on you down the stretch, because it's, damn, we kind of got to try and go for broke here, because do you really want to go into a playoff series without your top 2 pitchers now? And it's a lot of strategy too. Okay.
Do you have an opening pitcher?
Do you do an opener? Do you try and pitch maybe your 3rd best pitcher to open the series? And
let's say we're the Mets. Do you pitch DeGrom for that?
Yeah, if you're the Mets, do you instead of DeGrom, Scherzer, Bassett, which is what it would be in a 3-game series, would you try and do Bassett and then win, and then hopefully you win that game, and then even you could push it further and maybe go, okay, we won 1 game, we're up 1-0. We only got to win 1 more. Let's go with an opener and a bullpen game in game 2, so we can save DeGrom and Scherzer for the next round? Or do you say, okay, we'll just pitch DeGrom, we'll get the hell out of here, and then you have Scherzer for that game 1.
If you can win that Scherzer game,
you have to hope you win that DeGrom game, because if not, then you go with Scherzer, and your bullpen's probably tired. So there's a lot that goes into this that I kind of like now, because I feel like just the emphasis on really wanting to win your division and playing very good just means more now. So it's gonna be fun to see how everything turns out eventually down the stretch. But
you know what breaks my heart a little bit? I'm sure it doesn't you, but I just happened to see this. What does the POFF stand for over there?
I believe that's playoff percentage.
That's a chance to get into the playoffs.
Like what the odds are.
No, not even that. Pre-season, before spring training, everyone's predictions for this AL East was the Yankees, Blue Jays, and Red Sox to have the same record at 93 wins, I think it was.
Yep. Boston
has a less than 0.1%.
I've never
one.
Love it.
That is crazy.
See, all right, fine. This wasn't even on the docket, Michael, but it got brought back up on my favorite Michael K show.
Oh yeah.
They brought this
Michael
up.
K, can you please just come on the show so we can just have you one time?
But it got brought up. Would you want to be the Red Sox or the Yankees? The Red Sox, a couple of years ago won the World Series, and Now they're going to finish last probably this year, probably the next couple years, and be bad, and then they're going to build themselves back up into a contender, maybe win a World Series. Or you're the Yankees, you haven't won one since 09, which, I mean, sounds so spoiled because that's not even that long. But you're in the playoffs every year. You have a chance every year. Who would you rather – which fan base would you rather be? And I think no matter what – and listen, I know I'm a Yankee fan, so it's going to sound biased. Whatever. I'd rather root for that because – at least I know every year I got a chance. Like this year for the Red Sox and like the next few years, like your games become unwatchable. Like you're just not a good team. So I feel like I'd rather be the Yankees where it's like, damn, am I going to get my heart broken again in the playoffs? Mm-hmm. But damn, at least I'm in the playoffs.
Right. I'm with you on that. I would say that I'm fine with either way, just to be honest with you, because as a Kentucky boy, Kentucky college basketball, we are the Yankees of college basketball. Like we're always good in our March Madness run, which we've had some big hits. Let's be honest. I'm not trying to act like that's anything, but like we're always that good, and we rotate our freshmen like crazy. As soon as that year's over, they call us the succeed and proceed. You know, once your year's done, go on to the NBA, and we'll start completely fresh. Me personally, I would like to have a bad year to keep those freshmen for a little bit longer, let them be veterans and see what we can develop and have a chance for a championship. But at the same time, I like being relevant every year too. So what do they say? Do you want your cake and eat it too?
You want your cake and eat it too?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of the same thing because to me, last year's Kentucky team was a great team. And we I won't say failed. What was I say? We fell short of what we should have been when it came to March Madness. We were bounced the second round, I think it was. So we had a lot of guys stay back because of unfinished business. And I know you probably don't even care about basketball, nor do you care about college sports. But we have Oscar Shibwe.
No, I'm kidding.
Shibwe is his last name. And it's not spelled anything like it. I want to say he's French. I don't know. Anyways, I think he's a senior now. But he decided to come back. He won multiple player of the years in every different categories that they come up with. But he decided to come back because he wants to win a championship. So the failing of last year, we actually got to keep a younger core or a more veteran core where we should have a better chance to make it to the championship, or at least Final Four. So I'm excited about that. So I'm kind of using that as both there. Like we are the Yankees and we've had some Boston Red Sox moments. That makes sense because even the last time we won it was 2012, and after we won it with Anthony Davis, and he went on to pros with Michael Gilchrist the very next year. I think we went to the NIT with Noel and everyone. Nerlens Noel, he got hurt midseason, and that year was a tank. So we were almost like a Boston Red Sox that year.
I don't know. I guess I'm spoiled in the way that like my teams have always succeeded. Like right. At least the teams I care about. Like the Yankees haven't had a losing season in, I think it's 27 years now.
Oh wow! I mean, but still, it's the Yankees.
And I mean, the worst Patriot season I saw was a couple of years ago with Cam when they were, I think, 7-9
in shams with Cams.
Yeah, well, we all know how that went. But like,
Cowboys give Cam a call.
I would much rather be relevant every year and like at least know I have a chance. And yeah, you're obviously not going to win it every year, but there's nothing like just like Michael a couple years ago in the COVID season when the Reds made the playoffs. Like it's just fun and more intense watching playoff.
Absolutely
anything.
But it was more exciting for me because it was a one-sided moment.
Yeah,
compared to you, like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Even for me, it's still like you still get. I mean, I'm a psychopath, so I still get nervous and pace around my house like an idiot, like I'm actually playing, and it actually means something to me when it has no effect on my life whatsoever besides my mood.
Right.
But I don't know. I just couldn't imagine being irrelevant for 5 years, having to wait for the build back up, and then like, obviously they have had success. Like I think they have 4 championships since 04?
Since 2000, yeah. 2000.
Yeah,
I want to say they won it 3 maybe, but
so
it's a year or 2.
So like obviously they've had the success of doing that, but those years of being irrelevant just have to be awful.
Let me ask you this kind of turnaround question on that, because I totally get what you're saying with the Yankees, Red Sox, because Red Sox are a dominant team or a franchise. It's just sometimes they have to have a different curve a little bit when Yankees have the money that they can, I'm just going to say buy, leave me alone here, get the players to come and stay relevant. But this year, or let's say in the last year, including up to the next 3 years, would you rather be an Orioles fan or a Red Sox fan?
Oh, I'd be an Orioles fan.
I think so too, because
I think the Orioles are going to be. I think they're a rebuild. When, I mean, don't get me wrong, it took forever, but like I thought this year was going to be terrible too. And obviously, I mean, I don't think they're going to make
over 500.
Yeah, they're over 500. I think they're 4.5 games out of the wild card. So I don't think they're going to make it unless they really go on a run. But at least like there's promise there.
Mm-hmm.
Like
there's a vision.
Like Adley's there. They brought up Gunnar Henderson. They obviously drafted I think Jackson Holiday is his name. It is.
Yeah, Holiday, I know that.
Matt Holiday's kid. They have their best pitchers on IR right now, and John Means with the Tommy John, so he'll be back.
What's the catcher's name?
Adley Rutschman.
Okay, yeah.
So, like they have all of those young players and all very highly touted players too. It's not like, oh yeah, we're bringing up our 35th ranked prospect. We hope he's going to be good. Like Adley was their number one. Gunnar was their number two, who turned into their number one once Adley got called up. Jackson Holiday is the first overall pick. John Means is a very good left-handed pitcher. Grayson Rodriguez is a top prospect pitcher for them. Like they have a lot of young talent like that's on their way up to the majors. And for the Red Sox, it could get a lot worse before it can get better because, Michael, after this year, I think Bogarts is gonna opt out of his contract, so he'll be a free agent. I think JD Martinez is a free agent, and then I think
how old is he?
JD, he's probably like 30. He's got to be like 36, has to be. I think he's pretty old. Yeah. And his power numbers disappeared this year. Like he used to be like a close to 300, like 30 home run hitter. He's like 275 this year and has like 14 home runs. Like they don't
2 games.
Like they have no idea what happened to his power numbers. So, but even then, he's gonna be a free agent. And I think Devers has 1 year left, and then after that he's a free agent. But there's people thinking that they might not re-sign him too, because you remember they brought in a new GM, and their GM is from the Rays.
Right.
So
I gotcha.
So like don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh my gosh, like the Red Sox don't have money. The Red Sox got a lot of money to spend. Like if they want to, they can be right up there and spending with the Yankees and the Dodgers and everybody. Like they have that type of money. But you brought in somebody from the Rays who obviously that's not what he's, I don't want to say grown up with, but built his career with.
It's his background.
Yeah, like his background is, is the Rays, the good prospects, the good trades and things like that. And that's who they brought in. So I wonder if that's like a kind of just like a little key from the Red Sox owner of like, yeah, listen, I really have a lot of money and we can do this, but, let's fix the farm system. Let's get some nice players and some trades, maybe if you can finesse that. And then, maybe a couple years from now, I'll go out and I'll spend $40 million on a player that'll put us over the top. So it could get worse before it gets better because a lot of people don't think that they want to spend the money to sign Bogarts, and obviously they're not going to bring back JD. So,
and if you do, it's only going to be a couple players for a while, because like I haven't heard much about Boston's minor league teams. Like I don't know the depth that they really have going on.
I don't know what.
And it could be there. I'm just saying I haven't heard much talk. Like it's usually, I think it's been, of course, we said Baltimore. Even the Dodgers have like the top 5.
The Dodgers have like the second best prospects.
I think they went from 5 to 3. I think Tampa Bay is always up there. It's.
I am checking right now.
I think they may have one in the top 30.
This has them at 11.
Okay, well, I mean that's
so they have a shortstop.
Mid,
Marcelo Meyer, who's he's the 8th ranked prospect.
Okay.
Tristan Cassis is number 26, and then Brian Bellows number 37.
What position did you say the number 1 was?
She's a shortstop. So I mean, I guess that's why you don't have to re-sign Bogarts.
Right.
Because, obviously you have somebody to replace him. Now, I don't know how far away he is. This is from August 23rd. So, updated fairly recently. But
my thing is, though, what I think that Baltimore needs to do in this situation is totally copy what the Mariners did with Julio Rodriguez. Once these players get up and you see that they're going to be good, eat them up and be relevant for years to come. If they flop after a couple years, then you trade them.
And that's the thing, too, because you can trade them.
Absolutely.
And you can trade them because they're on such team-friendly contracts.
Absolutely.
Like Ozzie Albies on the Braves. I think what do we do? He's making like $7 million a year.
Like we showed that it's been probably 6 or 7 episodes ago that we were talking about the Atlanta players altogether added up is less than what was it?
Yeah, what Mike Trout makes in his total.
Was it Trout or was it? I thought it was
no, it was Trout.
Juan Soto's.
No, it was. I think I'm like 99% sure it was Trout.
Okay,
but even then, like that's what you have to do, especially if you're a team that doesn't want to spend money. Like the Rays, they signed I can't think
Franco.
Yeah,
Wander
Franco to like a 13-year contract. Like you got to do that stuff early if you don't want to spend money. So yeah, a little hiccup there,
But speaking of my Seattle Redlegs, how interesting is it that they are 12.5 back out of first place in their division in the West, but yet they have a 99.8% chance of making the playoffs?
Well, they're the number 1 wild card.
Well, it's because they're in the division with Houston Astros right
Exactly. It's like being in the division with the Dodgers. The Dodgers have a 27.5 game lead. 27.5 games.
That's crazy. Can you click on to where it's just the AL and the NL so we can see the wild cards again?
I can. Well, this is the American League right here. As you can see, Seattle half game. Technically, you got to look at the loss column too, because it says they're a half game up on the Rays.
Oh, this is just wild card. Okay, so it took out.
This is just the wild card. So technically they're a game up on the Jays and the Rays because they have 62 losses. Those other teams have 63. And what do we say all the time? You can make up wins. Can't make up losses. You don't all of a sudden get to take a loss out of the column, put it into the W's. So they technically have a 1-game lead over both of those teams. And, it's interesting. The Rays and the Blue Jays just played like a 5-game series, I think.
Yes.
And I think the Rays won 3 out of – no, I think Toronto won 3 out of 2. Or 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. They went 3-2. I don't know. I can't.
Are you sure?
I mean, then again, I can just click on the Rays real quick, see what happened.
Oh yeah, 3 out of 5. Okay.
Yeah, so Blue Jays won 3 out of 5. But as a Yankee fan, that's exactly what I wanted. Because why does it look like that? I have it more scrolled down on my screen.
It's good on mine.
But I think the Yankee magic number now is 13 to clinch the division.
Okay.
And it got real ugly. It got down to 3.5 for the Yankees.
Did it really?
From 15.5. Which, Michael, that's why I want to go back to the standings real quick, just to go through everything.
You can. Go ahead.
I want you to. So listen, I understand, and you heard me rant about the Yankees and how they were doing, and then you kind of look at things and you understand a little bit why they were collapsing. It was a slow burn, Michael. This was the biggest series of the season, a 3-game series against the Rays. The Yankees were the home team, biggest series of the year. I want to read you their lineup. Now, this is a lineup that's supposed to have, Giancarlo Stanton, Anthony Rizzo. Obviously Judge has been a mainstay there. Whatever. All right.
Excuse me.
Oh, hello. Leading off was Aaron Judge. Gleyber Torres batting second. Okay. Two pretty good players. Aaron Hicks batting third. Michael, I don't know if you realize how bad Aaron Hicks is. Like, do you understand how bad he is?
He's great, ain't he?
Aaron Hicks this season is batting 209 with 6 home runs and 36 RBIs.
That's awesome.
So he's batting third. Isaiah Kiner Falefa is batting cleanup. He has 2 home runs on the season. He's your cleanup hitter. Miguel Andujar, who the Yankees basically hate, and never, after his rookie year, that where he went crazy, he had a surgery on his shoulder. He hasn't really been the same since. He's batting fifth. A rookie they called up, Oswaldo Cabrera, batting sixth, playing right field. An infielder, by the way, his entire career in the minors. Oswald Peraza, who's their number 3 prospect that they had called up. Kyle Higashioka. Marwin Gonzalez. That was their lineup for the biggest series of the year. So to say that the Yankees were injured, okay, was a little bit of an understatement there, because they were playing people that meant absolutely nothing to the team. But, things they're back under control now. As you can see, listen, people, right here on the beautiful screen, 8-2 in their last 10. They're kind of back. Judge, I've never seen somebody backpack a team like this in my life. That's why, listen, we can get into the MVP conversation a little bit. Ohtani pitches and he hits. I understand. And what Ohtani is doing is absolutely incredible. He has like a 2.4 ERA, something like that, like 34 home runs. Judge's WAR is still better. Listen, I'm not even an advanced analytics guy, but everything is based off of WAR now. Everybody loves – I think there's incentives in baseball contracts based off of WAR. So if we're going to go on that, then he's the MVP. Also, listen, you take Ohtani off the Angels, they're the exact same team. They suck. Maybe they lose more games, but they're still terrible. Take Judge off the Yankees, they might be in last place. They might be worse than the Red Sox, because not only does he, I think he's batting 310, 57 home runs, like 118 RBIs, maybe over 120 now. So, yeah, having a great season. But now they got Stan back. Rizzo's coming back in this Milwaukee series, I believe. Harrison Bader is on a rehab assignment with the AAA team. I think he's going to come back in a couple of weeks, so Aaron Hicks won't ever play again, thank God.
Or if that's allowed. I'm trying to find something real quick because it's something you were talking about, and I've seen it on a website, so I'm trying to get to it real quick. Sorry.
But, yeah, so I think they've righted the ship, thankfully.
Is that loud?
Drinking a beer, Michael? In the place of the Lord?
Diet. Pepsi, too.
A hot take here. I think Pepsi's better than Coca-Cola.
Absolutely. I don't even think it's a hot take.
I don't know. Listen, there's some Coca-Cola fanboys out there.
I'm sorry. You guys are crazy.
But right. Sprite is 10 times better than Sierra Mist.
Absolutely. Hands down.
Dr. Pepper, also great.
Absolutely. Mountain Dew is the best.
No, I'll take Sprite over everything. Sprite followed by Dr. Pepper.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. This is how I am. The lighter the drink, when it comes to like soft drinks, I guess, the better, unless it's only cherry Coke or cherry Pepsi, cherry flavored.
Okay. Listen, everybody has their opinion.
Mine's correct. All right, I've got this. I'm trying to bring it up because you said this, so I wanted to bring this up here. Can you see my screen?
I can if I add you to the stream.
Oh, okay. I guess you got to do that.
Can you zoom in there, bud?
How about now?
Beautiful. Mike, okay. You know what show this is from?
This is from Nonsense is what the
no, Facebook but you know what the graphic is from?
Oh, it's from Yes. I see that up there. How about that? Is this from
the
Michael K. Show? Are you serious?
Absolutely.
How about that? So Otani is actually 18 or 12-8, which the record is a winning record. So I'm actually going to bat for Otani here, even though last year I was for.
Well, that's just because you hate Judge.
I mean, I'm just really kind of going against the grain here, really. I think Judge should win it, but he's 12-8 with a 2.55 ERA. So technically, even his record would be better if he was on a better team, correct? I mean, you at least agree with me on that?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. 100, probably. I'm fine with it. 188 Ks in 24 starts. He's already, I mean, really, batting averages, 265 is okay now. It's actually above what most people are. 310, absolutely monster. Home runs, 30.
9 points away from the Triple Crown, by the way.
Oh, yeah. So I want to ask you on this, though. Home runs, 57, of course, absolute career of what he's doing. But 34 home runs from a pitcher who's probably not focusing on batting nearly as much. Is that not at least still respectable, though?
Oh, no. Listen, I don't think it's – I'm not – how do I say this? I still think you're kind of insane if you think Ohtani's the MVP based off of what Judge is doing this year. Like, I guess I can respect it just because we haven't seen what Ohtani's done. But, Michael, that's the argument that I like that people use, right? We haven't seen anything like Ohtani since Babe Ruth. Mike, you know that Aaron Judge has 20 more home runs than the next closest person to him in the entire MLB? Michael, I got a question for you. You know who the last person to do that was?
Bonds?
Babe Ruth.
Was it Babe Ruth?
So everybody
was it Bonds? How is it not Bonds?
I don't. Listen, steroids. Everybody was hitting home runs.
But over 70?
Yeah, somebody probably had
50?
56.
I don't know. I've got to check that up.
Michael, I hear it every single day on the shows I watch by people who are professionals that look it up.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody uses the argument that we haven't seen anything like Ohtani since Babe Ruth. Okay,
right.
Fine. We haven't seen anything like Aaron Judge since Babe Ruth either.
I mean, the only thing that I would say for Ohtani is that his numbers are what they are, obviously, but yet he's also got more numbers from pitching, which makes it even crazier.
Okay, the Judge plays to me, Ohtani doesn't.
It's totally different, in my opinion, because defense in center field, you may catch 5 balls in 9 innings.
But he's not. It's center field and right field, and he's a Gold Glove caliber player in both of them.
I'm with you, but still, 5 balls to 100 balls touched in every game.
Listen, I understand, but
here's what I think is going to have to happen because Ohtani. That needs to be your nickname, Ohtani. Sorry. So, Ohtani, this is what needs to happen because of Ohtani. They need to break down the MVP to only be a fielding, batting candidate and then a Cy Young candidate only. Like, Ohtani can't be in both categories, in my opinion. And
I just think they have to come up with a different award.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because, and I don't even think it's because of Ohtani. I say in all sports, too, because that's what annoys me. Michael, there's the V, the middle of the word, is valuable.
Right.
Nobody is more valuable than Judge. I
see. I don't know. I mean, if you really want to say the valuable, like he pitches and bats.
And guess what? He's on a 4th place team that's 20 games under 500. And Aaron Judge is about to break the home run record in the AL, playing in the best division in baseball in New York, pressure packed in a division race.
Like, I'm with you on if you sit there.
Like, listen, there's not me, professional players.
Did you see this here?
I was hoping you clicked on that one too.
Okay.
First in literally everything. And Michael, you realize that's the MLB.
Yeah.
Baseball. Not even, not right. The AL. Baseball. So, oh damn, where was I?
Most valuable.
But so Ohtani's hitting home runs. It's 8-0. They're losing the game anyway. Judge hit 2 home runs last night against the Red Sox. or no, was it last night? It was 2 nights ago, I believe. One that tied the game at 3, one that tied the game at 4, and
I
then
feel like the cans are getting smaller. Like, my whole hand fits around it.
very possible. But he's hitting valuable home runs, over a 300 average. I mean, no, MVP race to me is not even close.
So, question. Can you do this for me?
I can attempt.
Can you pull up Vlad's last year's stats? Oh, we've got some comments. Can you see your comments?
Just a good old unwrapped, folks.
Oh.
Judge is MVP for sure, although Ohtani is the most special player in MLB history. That's fine.
I mean, I'm with you. That's why, I mean, even last year I said Vlad should be MVP because MVP has always been an offensive threat player, not a both two-way player. That's why I felt Vlad should have got it last year. I'm just really trying to argue with you and have some banter why Ohtani should get it this year, which is the same reason he got it last year. And I don't know what the stats are. Like, it could be that Judge is mountains ahead of what Vlad was last year, which I'd say most categories he is, especially with the home runs and probably extra base hits. But I just kind of want to see if we can compare that real quick.
I mean, it'll be a little difficult to see, I guess.
Right.
But here's the 2021 season.
I'll tell you what, let me click on my Facebook page that had that. So RBIs, he is at 123 RBIs right now.
Yeah, Vlad had 111 on the season.
Okay, so I mean, there's still 20 games. So runs, he is at 116. Of course, I say he for people that may be watching this later on podcast. I'm talking about Judge has 116 runs right now.
Vlad finished with 123, so he'll have more than that.
Well, there's 20 games left. He may not. That'll be close.
Michael, 20 games, he needs, what is that?
116, what'd you say?
Vlad finished with 123. You don't think he's going to score 8 runs in the last 20 games?
Well, I mean, you never know. It could go on a coach tree. I'm just saying that one could end up being close. Let me say it that way then. Okay.
Okay.
Is that better?
Sure.
WAR, and that's WAR. I know I may sound weird saying WAR, but Judge right now is at 9.0.
I don't see WAR on Baseball Reference, so I can't tell you.
That's fine. That's fine.
What his is.
On base percentage, 0.414.
Vlad finished with a .401.
Okay. I mean, still, those could be close still.
Yeah.
Slugging, 0.692.
Vlad has a .601.
Okay. Judge wins definitely on that one, I think.
Yeah.
The OPS plus is 209.
Vlad's was 167.
Okay.
Which, by the way, OPS plus, that's a crazy stat because, Michael, the average MLB player is 100. That means Judge is literally two times better. This season is literally 2 times better than the normal player.
Does it show extra base hits for Vlad? Because I do want to see what that one compares to.
I don't believe.
But it probably
I mean, I'm sure there is. Hold on. I wonder. Hold on. I think I found WAR. Vlad's WAR last year was a 6.8.
6.8, and he's at a 9.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's not exactly.
I mean, it just kind of puts a little more in perspective that last year we actually had a debate and argument about Vlad being the MVP, which we knew that Ohtani would still win it, but it was at least a discussion.
I think it also puts into terms how much better Judge is this year.
I'm glad you said this year.
Well, I mean, I think he's that much better overall, but.
So I want to ask you this, and I'm asking in a serious question. Do you think there's anything going on with him?
No.
Okay. I just want to ask.
No, I know. I mean, I see people say it all the time, obviously, and with the history.
But the man's 6'7".
Exactly, he's 6'7", 285. Like he's bigger than Gronk, and Gronk made football players look like children. So, I mean, I don't. But I mean, here's the thing: he is so strong that he misses the ball sometimes, and listen, the short porch in Yankee Stadium helps him too. He hits the ball the opposite way. He misses it sometimes.
Lefty.
It's a home run.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and then
that's
obviously
not unfair. That's absolutely not unfair. Like,
and then the other thing too is if he pulls a ball, I've never seen somebody hit a ball further than when he pulls a ball.
Well,
I don't know if you saw it. He hit a home run in Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
In that series that I was talking about. They ended up losing the game like 4-1 or something.
Uh-huh.
I think they said it was 450.
Like
I mean, yeah, Otani does that in every game. A loser. I think they said it was like 453. I gotta ask Statcast because it was literally the top row of the bleachers in left field, all the way in the back.
Oh wow! So I mean, like fall still, right?
Like I don't understand
wow.
how that's 450. Oh my god, that might be one of the greatest catches I've ever seen in my entire life.
Thank you. Boom, hands. You see that? Oh,
shout out Mike Williams. Michael, I'm that much closer to winning a $10 free play parlay for $500.
Oh, what's that on? Is it on
FanDuel, baby?
Oh, it's not
FanDuel.
on.
FanDuel does a lot of not Underdog. FanDuel does a lot of free bets.
Oh yeah,
a lot of free bets. So big fan. But anyway, yeah, no, the MVP is Judge. Listen, we got a lot of things we got to do. That
we got to speed this up a little bit. I think Judge wins. He deserves it, but I just feel like it's hard not to throw Otani in there when he does both.
It's fair, but anyway, let's go to the NL because realistically, just the NL East. Because listen, the West is literally over. They literally clinched the division already. They have a 20.5 game lead on the Padres for second place. So I mean, don't need to talk about that. St. Louis has gone on a hot streak. They're 8 games up on the Brewers. I don't think they're being caught, so I think that one is over.
Actually, the Reds are beating them right now. Just
are they?
Interesting. Yeah.
How are the Mets doing tonight? You know, by any chance?
Do what?
I mean, I guess I could just click on the Mets right here and see what their score is. It says live. I can't even look at the score. Really? What are we talking about?
Pitiful.
Whatever.
Let me get to
yeah, once you tell me how they're doing. But anyway, NL East, Michael, your Braves are making a push here.
Yes, sir.
The Mets are kind of struggling. They're kind of going through their Yankee phase right now. I think they just got swept by the Cubs.
Top of the 8th, the Mets are up 6-1 over Pittsburgh. 2 outs.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh is terrible. They just got swept by the Cubs at home without Contreras in the lineup, without somebody else. I feel like his name started with an H. I don't know. He's been like their best player their entire season on the Cubs. I can't think of his name. If Garrett was in here, I'm sure he'd be able to tell us. He wasn't in the lineup, and then Ian Happ only pinched hit in the last game. So they are already a bad team.
Right.
And then were even worse when the Mets played them, and they lost 3 games. I think they lost 2 out of 3 to another bad team. Watch this. I can just go click on them and see what team it was.
Oh.
No, they won 2 out of 3 against the Marlins. Okay. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Nationals. Lost one to the Pirates before that. So, it hasn't been exactly what you want. I think that they're on like a 12-game streak here where they play teams below 500. And so far, I think they're 5-7. The Mets.
I'll tell you what, you want me to show up? Let me share my screen real quick because I got the Tankathon ready to go.
Tankathon too, baby.
Oh, go ahead and bring it up because it'll show it, won't it?
Well, I don't know if it shows their previous games.
Oh, no, but I thought you said 12 games coming
up.
No,
they're in it right now, I'm saying, though.
Oh, gotcha.
And they're 5-7 in that streak. So not exactly what you want if you're the Mets.
Yeah, man.
But, I mean, listen, we can kind of skip over Arizona. Tampa, this is difficult. I mean, you want to talk about
6 games.
They got to play Houston 6 times. They have to play 4 more against the Blue Jays, who they're battling for the wild card. I don't think the Guardians should really be on the exactly toughest opponent thing because
they're above 500.
Oh yeah, I just don't think they're very good.
Yeah. What's up, Jimmy? I see you got some comments over there. I can't bring them up. throwing you under the bus there, Connie.
That's kind
Connie.
of crazy. They win a few, and then I'm seeing their stars in Louisville.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, where was I? But yeah, I mean,
Tampa Bay, Guardians, Colorado.
Yeah. And then they have 3 against Texas and Boston, which should be winnable, obviously. Then I mean, hey, Toronto has 3 against the Yankees, 2 the Phillies, 4 against the Rays, 6 against Baltimore. That's definitely easier. I know, on the hardest part, isn't that crazy to see? What a time
6
to be alive.
games too.
But they're battling each other, so obviously it's going to be
it's
fun to see.
Whoever wants to come out on top on the division has a better chance. Beat your guys if you want to be in.
And then
it did that last year too. I know we were talking about what did we say? The West, the NL East we were wanting to talking about, but here we are back talking about the AL East some. It's just it's more fun. Last year it came down to the Yankees and Baltimore, or not Baltimore, but the Toronto in that last few series there. So looks like it's going to do it right again. Now, obviously, I think Yankees are number 1, but I'm saying as far as the Rays and the Toronto coming into that last spot in their division, it's just beat you guys.
So that's for that'll probably decide the wild card how these teams do. I would imagine that Toronto will end up jumping the Rays. We're probably just getting that second card because 6 against Houston is tough.
That's tough.
That's
unless it's later in the season and they may start resting a couple players, but it's baseball. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, it's possible.
To stay active.
But that'll decide that wild card. And then I think the only other thing you really pay attention to are the Mets and the Braves. And the Mets have the 28th easiest schedule moving forward. And listen, Atlanta's not that far behind. They have the 22nd. But here's the other thing.
And they play the Mets.
But here's the other thing, Michael. The Mets had that super easy schedule, but they're 5-7 against teams that are under 500 in the Mets right now.
Oh goodness!
So, listen, they still have 3 against Washington, who's terrible. The A's are the worst team in baseball. But this includes the 4-game set in Pittsburgh, and 2 against Miami. Listen, if you have Sandy Alcantara that pitches, all of a sudden that's not a very easy game, by the way, because Sandy Alcantara might be the Cy Young winner in the NL. And then the other thing, I've seen it with the Yankees all the time because obviously the AL, when you go out on the West Coast, some weird things happen. Like those 3 games against the A's, supposed to be very easy. The A's are absolutely awful.
Right.
But you go out on the West Coast, all of a sudden you lose 2 out of 3, and you're like, what the hell did we just do?
But here's the thing. That's what I was going to actually jump in there. The thing with the Pirates and the A's is they're going to be facing probably even Washington pitchers that they're just calling up, that they have no scouting report really on, that are just there, that they are saying, hey, we want to break you in, get your first shot at the big leagues. Let's just see what you have to build on momentum for next year. And they've got Johnny off of the street that's been pitching in the AAA for a couple of years now. It's like, hey, I finally got called up. I'm in the big leagues. Not that I'm juiced, but I'm juiced up to pitch this. And now all of a sudden throwing 100 miles per hour. The breaking ball is just breaking all the way down in the dirt. And they're like, what are we supposed to do? We don't know anything on this guy other than he's a fastball pitcher and he's throwing changeup after changeup on us. Like, what's going on here? So, I think they're almost in a disastrous hit with that because of that. But I'm saying that even though I'm so happy to see my Seattle at the very bottom, facing Oakland 6 times, facing the Angels 4. But they
don't even have somebody on the toughest part.
They don't even have the strength. Yeah, it's like, no, you're a cakewalk.
That looks like that playoff drought's over.
Yes, sir. I think it said I heard a stat that said within 20 years is the last time.
Yeah, I think it wasn't it
90s? The 94?
No, because they made the playoffs with that really good team like 01 that beat the Yankee record.
Oh,
for wins in a season. Wasn't that like 04? No, 01? 04?
I don't think it was 04.
I just know that the Yankees ended up beating them anyway.
Trying to think here. I know the Yankees won it in 96. In
96,
99,
98, 99, 2000.
in 2000, maybe it's 2002. Anyways, who cares?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
And the reason I know that the Yankees won it in 96, 98, 99 because Kentucky won it in basketball in 96, 98, 99.
I just know because I'm a Yankee fan and I have a beautiful poster of all of our World Series championships.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Looks great. What was I going to say?
Seattle.
How about we look at the playoff bracket?
Yes, sir. I want to get into that big time because I think you're happy
I'm thrilled
that you're in second place.
I was going to say that I'm thrilled.
I think you are very happy that you are the number 2 team. In my opinion, that is. Can you scroll down just a little bit more? We can't see Houston down there, can we?
Oh, really? On my screen, I don't know what's filled.
Oh, no, they don't even have a Yankee or the bottom tier team.
Yeah. That is strange.
Wow. Hold
on, let me see if I can find a better one.
Just go to MLB.com. They got them right there.
Because this is a zoomed-in version.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Amateur.
I don't believe it's amateur. I believe it's
amateur.
You know.
Amateur.
How about this one? Nope. I can't find them. What are we doing here?
Just go to MLB, man.
MLB what?
.com.
And what? There's one right there?
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't you hold on? All right. Even if you didn't forget your laptop somewhere, we could have you do it.
I mean, I can share my screen if you want to. I got it pulled up right here.
Can you click on it? Oh, you can't click on it. Here we go. Now I got it.
You got it? Okay, because I was about to have it.
Here we are, people that are watching live. Listen, for the podcast people, I'm sorry, but feel free to always go back and watch on the YouTube.
We'll describe it. And that YouTube that you need to watch it on is Unwrapped Sports Network.
Can confirm that is what it is.
There we go. Presented by Scott's. Gotta love Scott's.
Yeah, why not? How come I can't zoom back out? There we
go. It's good. We don't need it. You good? Perfect. Vamonos.
All right. So yes, as you can see, I am thrilled that that we're in second because I think the Rays are very beatable. Now they play us tough, but I think at full strength we got it. So right now, the 6th seed plays number 3 seed. The 6th seed are the Rays. The 3 seed are the Cleveland Guardians.
If it ended today.
Yes, this is if everything ended today. Then on the bottom, then the winner of the Rays Guardian series would play the Yankees in the first round of the playoffs in the ALDS. Other wild card game would be Toronto versus Seattle. Michael, I don't know what you do.
I'm happy either way.
What a
happy either way. How's that? Vlad is my favorite player right now, and most of my red legs have been traded over to Seattle.
You should pick Seattle.
But I'm happy either way.
Fraud.
No, I am a Reds fan, but I have other teams that I like.
I still don't think you're a Reds fan, by the way.
I mean, look what I have to cheer for.
I mean, listen, you're supposed to stick with your team through thick and thin.
All I'm saying is
like
I've called both of those teams to be good the past 2 years. You need to give me some credit.
Well, you called it. You were going to call it for the rest of our lives.
If they're that good, then I'm probably that good. Come on, let's straight up look me right in the computer eyes. Did you think that the Seattle Mariners were going to be this good? Yes or no?
This year?
Yes. No, you did.
Didn't I pick them?
No, I did. I picked them to win the division over the Astros.
Well, listen, I'm not stupid. I would never do that.
Well, Houston's very, very good.
I think I've done pretty good in my predictions, besides the AL East, which I'm very happy to be wrong in. In fact, some would say I'm thrilled.
So, who do you have winning in that? Mariners, Blue Jays?
I think the Mariners do. I think they have better pitching.
Luis Castillo, of course.
Exactly. I think he's
legit.
Clear number one.
If you have some offense, it's a legit win.
Yeah. I think he's a clear number one.
Mm-hmm.
The Blue Jays paid Barrios to be their number one. I think he has like a 5 ERA this year. So
how much of a storyline is that? And I cannot think of his name, but I know when I talked to you about him. Who was the Blue Jays' best pitcher last year?
Robbie Ray.
Yeah, because now he pitches for the Mariners.
He does, and I don't think he's been very good this year either.
He's been good, not great, but he's been good.
I don't know. I thought his ERA was like 4 something.
I mean, that's still decent now, which is crazy. Like 3 and under. I mean, you want to go check his
4 ERA? You think is decent?
I mean, I think he still has like a higher win than loss ratio. Is what I mean, he's still getting wins. Is what I mean. Like no, like if you can pitch under 3, you're good. Like if you're over 4,
I guess he's been better recently because he has 3.56 ERA now.
Okay. I mean, granted, yes, under 3 is where you would want.
Certainly not what he was last year.
Right.
2.84 last year.
Right.
So, not exactly what you want.
Exactly.
I think I'd pick Seattle. And then for the Rays, Guardians, I'd pick the Rays.
It's hard for that 6th seed to think, but yeah, it's hard.
I think whoever plays the AL Central wins. The AL Central is just not good.
I mean, I agree.
I think the AL Central would be in like 4th place in the American League East.
Really?
I think they'd be in 3rd place in the AL West. So, I just don't think they're very good.
I don't either. It's the Guardians. But I don't want to go with Tampa Bay even though they're at 6th seed. Like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but all they do is win, no matter what.
True.
So, yeah, okay, I'm with you on both of them. I hate to do it, but I'm with you.
All right, then we'll do the wild card in the NL.
Okay.
I think the Cardinals beat the Padres.
Dang it. Are we going to be the same all the way?
I doubt it.
Now, here's where I got a problem. Because I picked Philly to win it all or to go to the World Series against the White Sox.
Michael, you're going to just bite the bullet on that. That's not happening.
I mean, they made it to the playoffs, so that's great. But no, I think it's definitely Atlanta here.
Yeah, I would.
Even though Atlanta may jump.
True. Yeah, it could be. Listen, that's the worst case scenario for the Mets. Well, I mean, then again, I think it's the worst case scenario for whoever wins that wild card matchup that you got to go against the Dodgers shorthanded for a series. But like, if you are the Mets or the Braves and you have to throw your best 2 pitchers to win the wild card and then go into LA on your 3rd best pitcher to try and beat the best team in baseball, yeah, not exactly what you want.
Listen, for storylines, we need Atlanta to be number 3. Please, baseball gods, give us number 3, Atlanta.
Wait, that's not even possible.
Why is that?
Because the Braves are going to.
St. Louis is going. Dang it! That's right. That won't happen
in their division. But
the only way it would happen would be if the Mets and Atlanta switch, wouldn't it? Dang it!
Yeah, I think if the Mets and Atlanta switch, would be the best.
I want the St. Louis Cardinals to go to Dodgers with Pujols and face off. Would that not be nice?
Pujols to break the record. Or not break the record.
Absolutely.
700. What's he at, 697?
7, last I heard, yeah. But how great of a story would that be?
57.
Comes in with a home run king, faces off with the Dodgers. Of course, I guess it would be better if it was the Angels more than the Dodgers. Okay, I'm riding that one way too much. All right, I'm good.
All right, now let's go back to the. I think the Yankees.
So we got the Cardinals and Braves,
and
right?
The Braves, yeah.
Okay.
I think the Yankees beat the Rays.
I do too.
And then I think Houston destroys whoever they play. Honestly.
Listen, can I ask you a question real quick? Why are the Mets and the Yankees logo somewhat close?
I don't know. Mets copied us. We were first.
I mean, it's just the Y dropped.
I mean, everything in New York is that way, though. Like, even the Giants is an NY. It's just off to the side. It's not interlocked. Like, it's an N, and then the Y is off to the side and swoops under the N.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But isn't their logo a giant, though? Like, it's...
No. It's just the letters. No, it's just an NY.
You're right. It is. Like
I know I'm right. It
I
happens
mean, it
often.
used to be Giants because, like, even the little Giants, it just says Giants.
I don't know.
What other?
Talk to the logo, people.
What about Islanders? Because it's NY and that's a hockey stick under the N, ain't it?
I have no idea.
I thought you were an Islanders fan.
I'm a Ranger fan.
Oh, okay. We're getting all over the place tonight. Love it.
Actually, I don't even know what the. I'm trying to think of what the Ranger logo is. Now you're gonna make
Or maybe I'm sorry. Is the Islanders logo? It's Islanders, and the L is the hockey stick.
Oh, the Rangers is New York up top, and then Rangers diagonal.
Yes. You looked it up.
I don't know what the Islanders are. Let's see.
Listen, I need to see the Islanders. Please share your screen on this one for me.
You're killing me.
I am.
It's just an NY, and the Y is a hockey stick.
Okay, so I am right. So it's still the same.
And then the Islanders is like underneath it.
Okay.
Anyway, listen, can we get back to baseball?
Okay, so yes, Yankees over Rays or whoever.
Yeah, and I think Houston destroys whoever they play, which makes me sad.
It's a 7-game series, right?
No, these are 5. ALCS is 7.
Okay.
At
I'm
least
going to give. You know what? I'm going to be bold. Mariners.
I hope so.
Mariners, baby.
Because I think the Yankees can beat the Mariners. I don't think they can beat the Astros.
Oh, wow. I can't believe you just said that.
I mean, listen, I do a show. I'm an honest person.
That's true. Yes. But I'm going Mariners here.
It's possible. I mean, I guess. But then again, I think when the Mariners were on that, 12-game win streak, they came out of the All-Star break and then played the Astros immediately and got swept.
Let's click on the Mariners. Let's see the Astros-Mariners head-to-head games right now.
I have no idea what their record was. I don't think I can just click on that either.
I'll see if I can find it.
Let's go with. Why don't you look it up, Michael? As you do that,
Own it.
so then we would go Braves, Dodgers. Oh God, I want the Braves to win so bad.
I'm going Braves. Braves.
I got
Braves. All they do is win.
I don't know. I feel like it's Dodgers.
Braves.
I hope it's the Braves. I mean, that'd be.
I really like. I legit think it would be the Braves. I am not like just throwing smoke out here. I think the Braves would beat the Dodgers.
It'd be quite the story if. That's a good story. Freddie Freeman going up against his
own team. I didn't think about that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Come on, Michael. You gotta think here.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. Then it would be Cardinals, Mets. I go with the Mets.
I say absolutely. But Cardinals, they're such a team that it's hard to root against.
You see that Wainwright and Yachty have
325 starts together.
Yep. Most as a battery.
Did you see the pitch and the save of the ball?
Absolutely.
Did you see the more in depth what Yelich did during that?
No, I did not.
Go back next time you can and watch that, and you can actually see the respect that he gives. It's actually gets overlooked quite a bit, I think, but he gets up in his stance. Yes, he gets up in this batting stance. Wainwright throws pretty much straight down the middle pitch, a little high, and right before he even starts to wind up, Yelich just pretty much goes, I'm going to say limp with the bat, and doesn't even look like he's going to try, almost giving the pitch away for that occasion to be nice and be respectful. And
here's what I need to know.
Okay.
Does that ball just go into like the Hall of Fame, or?
That's what they said. Have you not seen the clip of it?
No, I saw that they saved it, but I was like,
the announcer said that's going straight to the Hall of Fame.
See, I'm calling BS. So I would save the first 3 pitches. You give one in the Hall of Fame. Yachty keeps one. Wainwright keeps one.
Right. I mean, I'm kind of with you, just to be honest.
I feel like that's what you have to do. But so now I have Mets Dodgers. You have Braves.
I'm gonna go. Braves, Mets, yes.
Man.
I'm gonna go. I have to go Braves because I mean that's the team.
I mean, I kind of have to pick the Mets, so
You kind of do. In the month of April. Oh wait, yeah, they are. Oh, they lost 3 games to Houston in April. I'm sorry, in May.
and then it would be Yankees, Astros. I mean, listen, I think that the Astros win. But you know what? Screw it. I will never let that come out of my mouth. So I'll pick the Yankees.
You already did.
No, I don't care. Don't care. Subway Series, World Series, and then the Yankees win again. Clearly. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. I think I'd rather the Yankees lose in the first round of the playoffs than lose to either the Astros or the Mets. I'm not even lying. I can't. I hate the Astros more than anything. Hate them way more than the Red Sox, way more than the Mets. But then also they can't lose to the Mets because I can't listen to that for the next year. Can't do it.
Okay. Okay. So head to head, the Mariners are 5-10 to the Astros. So
I'm not looking too good, Michael.
I'm going to back up. And we'll go with the Houston there, please.
Oh, now you're going to change. Look at this guy changing picks. Jeez. No integrity in this show.
You know what? Okay. I don't care. I can stay true. Seattle Redlegs, I am so sorry that I about went with the analytics of what the past was because half of those players that are on your team now wasn't there yet. And I do apologize. You know, Connie, thanks for smacking me right in the face, waking me back up to my senses to realize that the Seattle Redlegs will upset the Houston Trastros.
Trastros? Yeah. Okay, hey. I like it. Why
and
not?
Then they'll go on to sweep the Yankees.
Yeah, okay. I got Yankees Mets. I'll pick the Yankees.
I got Yankees Braves. I'm going Braves.
Deal. All right. Well, that's the playoff race. One last thing before we get out of here. Michael, do you know what today is?
Today is Thursday.
It's Roberto Clemente Day, Michael.
Roberto Clemente Day.
Got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
You think that they should retire his number?
Yes, sir.
I do as well.
I do.
15-time All-Star. Won 2 World Series. MVP in 66. World Series MVP in 71. 12 Gold Gloves. 4-time National League batting champion.
I would like an 8 Gold Glove. Can I have
And for what he did for that community of players is immeasurable. A lot of people, I know, just watching stuff today, they thought because Fox actually took the game away from the Mets and to broadcast. Like, I guess you can do that a certain amount of times throughout the year, and it was supposed to be just like a normal SNY game for the Mets. And Fox took it, so there were a few people that are like, "Oh, Fox took it. Like they're going to retire Clemente's number today." They ended up not doing it. I mean, I think it would have been a little weird to do it, considering the Pirates were the away team and they were in, Citi Field. So I think it would have been a little strange, but I do think that they should retire his number eventually. Like I said, obviously what he did for that community is immeasurable. And I mean, hey, it's not like he was some bum. I just read off the list, 15-time All-Star, 2 World Series MVP, 3,000 hits, Hall of Famer, obviously on the first ballot, got 92.7% of votes. So,
and the character
very good
that he was too.
We got the Roberto Clemente Award.
Absolutely.
That's like if I'm not wrong, that's like the MLB's version of the NFL's Walter Payton Man of the Year.
I would assume it's actually the character community contribution. Yes.
Contribution.
Yes, contribution. There we go. So I did see something on MLB.com. I think it was today, maybe. I can't remember. My days running together. It was kind of showing each individual people that won it in so many years or so far out. And even the list of players that have won the award were special men. So, I mean, to honor these players with that man's name even speaks even higher of a caliber of a person that guy was. Clemente, even one of the guests that we had, Mr. Ballgame, or Coach Ballgame, who was on the show, he talked about Clemente quite a bit and a lot of his stuff, even on TikTok a lot. So, yeah, man, this man just needs to be – his number needs to be retired. There needs to be a big ceremony at the beginning of the year next year. Just get this thing done. Did you see what was it Tampa Bay, I think it was?
Yeah, today they had the first ever all-Latino lineup.
Yes. So I thought that was
history.
Quite.
And listen, it's not like they're doing it to, like, do it. Because like, they have to
honorable. Right.
Like, they have to win games. That was the best lineup that they could put out there. And it just so happened to be all Latino players. So really, really cool on that end. But all right, Michael.
Oh, Clemente's son threw up the first pitch.
Yes, I saw that.
That's pretty cool.
His son and then
his grandson. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that ends the episode there. Another wonderful one, as per usual, I would say. Michael, where can they find you?
Right now, not at home. Oh, wait, we got another.
Before we sign off, go Dodgers. I mean, you know.
Real quick, because we know that's Perry. Perry, do you think they make it to the World Series this year? We just kind of talked about it. Neither of us actually have Dodgers in the World Series.
I got the Mets. Well, going to the World Series, not winning.
I've got the Braves. We'll give you time to type. No, it should only take you 2 letters.
I was going to say, come on, Perry. Doesn't take this long. I'll give you 10 seconds. Oh, look at that. Yes. There you go. There's the answer.
So I want to ask you this, because and I know we're signing off, but I do want to ask you this here, Connie. Because beginning of the year, Dodgers coach, and I can't think of his name.
Dave Roberts.
Yes. Said, we're winning the World Series. I mean, just point blank. That's what we're doing this year.
Gotta love the confidence.
If they don't even make it to the World Series, was this year a flop for them?
I would say so.
Would he be on the hot seat too?
No. I don't think he's on the hot seat, but
I wouldn't think so either. But I just, a lot of times you make that big of a bold prediction.
I back Dave 8 days a week.
That's that California math right there.
What was that?
So that's that California math right there.
Yeah, little mistype, a little fat finger.
No, I think he meant to do it. I think he was being extra.
I think he meant to do it as well.
Okay.
All right. Now we sign off. Michael, where they can find you?
Now we sign off. Of course, follow us on Backstop Banter, and that's on Twitter. Also, you can find me at MDLawson00. That also is Instagram, Twitter, pretty much LinkedIn, I believe, even if you want to go check me out on that. So in my bio has all my Linktree information that you can go and check all that out. Go follow us on subscribe. Let me not use the word follow. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Pod, whatever pod. It's there. We are there. So obviously go and do that. Also check me out on Sunday nights, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time with Count the Bucket with a couple of my guys, Nick and CJ, who is another co-host with Connie on one of his shows as well. But Sundays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, where we are actually this Sunday will be 5 weeks out from the start of the NBA, which is crazy that we're already that close. Yes. Last week we broke down the Atlantic Division. Next week we're going to be going inward all the way out to the West Coast. So in 5 weeks we got 5 more divisions to break down, and then it'll be time to go.
As for me, Anthony Conover _ on Twitter for all my thoughts on the world. Gen Z Sports, that is the Monday show, 7 Eastern. Me and Josh talk a little bit about everything. Tuesdays, as Michael alluded to, me and CJ do the hard count. Everything in the football world. Obviously, the season is underway, so now we got some real things to talk about. And then, like Michael said, to make sure you come and see us here Thursdays at 9 Eastern to talk everything in the baseball world. Listen, people, football is on, but hey, baseball season's getting to the great part of the season. We're almost at the playoffs. We're almost there.
Playoffs?
So, exactly. I mean, if you would know about them.
Not if you're a Reds fan.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Nowhere near.
With all that being said, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Michael, another great episode. And listen, people, catch you on the next one, all right? Until then.